Hello again, and thanks for checking in. I know another perspectives. What came across my mind uh, just just now or just recently is the idea or the notion of conformity. Now, I've spoken in the past about consensus narratives and how we are being conditioned and influenced to adhere or conform to dominant consensus narratives. But actually, I was just thinking just last night, in fact, that there's other types of conformity, and one of them I think particularly significant right now is the conformity to rhythm, energy. Um, and when I as soon as I thought that, I had the song title came to my mind, a song from the 80s, I think by Grace Jones. The song was "Slave to the Rhythm," and I think that title is suitable here because we are conforming or being influenced to conform to a certain rhythm, and especially in these times and these recent days, because we get a sense, and I think this is being touched upon um, by many people, and that there's a kind of sense of accelerating time. The day just seems to go quicker, and also because of the rise of our um, technological devices that plug us into the world. So, we're having, X amount of emails per day, and we have a kind of sense that we need to respond to those emails within 24 hours. If not, we are considered rude. Not like in the old day where you take a week to reply to a written letter. And and there's a kind of quickening, and this quickening, of course, is a kind of now has become more out of balance, and there's a sense that the dissonance of that are happening geopolitically in the world is also kind of creating this frenetic energy, and it's very easy to be unaware that we're conforming to that rhythm, that frenetic energy, because we naturally plugged into it. We have our what people watch television news. I don't watch television, but generally people watch television news. You have updates on your phone. You have the latest news update. Bing, bing, bing. This comes through, and so we just kind of energetically aligned to it. And it's like a tuning fork. If you want to tune a musical instrument or guitar, you have your tuning fork and you bing, and then you tune your guitar to that fork. I mean, even now that's archaic because you have digital tuning devices. But I think the world attunes us to a certain rhythm, and that rhythm is becoming more artificial because it's technologically managed, so to speak. And also the dissonance in the world is increasing and amplifying that freneticness. And I think, or I feel rather, that it's necessary to be aware of that and to make a conscious choice to step back from it. Um, Not to be a slave to the rhythm, and that we may need this rest period, this dip, let's say, because all waves go in rise and falls. When we know through mathematics, the waves go like this, and so um, there are rest periods necessary also, and it seems like we're um, we're being pushed constantly. Now, I spoke about this in an essay during the lockdown. One of my questions of our time, that the lockdown, presented us with a rest period. Um, Now, for many people, it was discomforting because to be, like a prisoner in your home. Um, but we should take that as a sign that we do need to have a rest period in ourselves. Um, and we also need to, I feel, start to align with a different resonance. Um, because the resonance of where the world in in an exterior physical material sense, where that going is not a balanced resonance. It's frenetic, it's out of kilter, and part of this transition Well, we're definitely going through a transition, but part of it, I would say, is that we're um, aligning with a different energetic state, and I feel a different energies come over the planet, and this chaos that we're seeing is a display of that. It's not only a manufactured dissonance, because that's also part of it, but it's also a reaction to um, a kind of older energy wanting to stay in place, and it knows it's being nudged out because a newer frequency resonance is coming in, and it doesn't like that, so it's fighting back. As I mentioned before, the analogy of holding back the tide. You can't hold back the tide, but you can make a choice to ride it. And I do feel that the new resonance is coming in, but to make that retuning, we need to pause a bit, step out of the mayhem of what's happening. Try to consciously make moments in your day where you can have that detachment from the world, or stepping back, or just switch off your kind of attachments to what's going on in the world. Try to make your home life a base, a refuge, an energetic sanctuary, where you can shut off from the world. If you have to go to work every day, it makes that even more necessary. I have the luxury that I work from home, and I am at home all the time. And in fact, I've noticed myself that in the last 2 years, and this year, especially 2021, 22, I've been not feeling the need to go out to travel. Um, Feeling the need that I feel much more comfortable to stay in B at the moment, and having that time to find my home resonance. That's a word that Abe would use. That's another thing that I'm involved in. You may not, or you may be aware of my Abe updates, but Abe would say find your home resonance, and I think that's ever more crucial now. Um, so um, so yeah, that's just a short message. What I wanted to say is that we're not here to be conformists to something which is no longer um, adequate for our way of life. We're not here to be slaves to a rhythm when it's not our natural rhythm, but it's the rhythm of another place, someone else's rhythm. The external world is the old world, is creating a rhythm that it wants to pull you into. Um, but no, I think it's our responsibility to make the conscious choice as sovereign individuals to find the rhythm which is most suitable to us, and amplify that home resonance, um, that state that is most comfortable to each one of us. Um, for when we move ahead through these times, I do feel that what will distinguish people will be those who are deeply attached to the older energies and the more frenetic rhythm, and those who have taken the time and conscious choice to realign with a new resonance and the rhythm to take us forward. Okay, I hope you find your resonance. Cheers.